Well, this morning is November 30, last day of November, and we are still headed toward Mossel Bay. Last night we passed to the south of Port Elizabeth. Whoa! Now the winds are up around 30 knots again, and we start to edge up to the north where there are much lighter winds. We're kind of threading this area between the really heavier winds to the south. Could be up to 40 knots down there, and the lighter winds almost calm to the north. Wow. 14 knots right there. Whoa. Well, it's a bit annoying. This wind was supposed to be down around 16 knots in this part of the ocean, and instead, after a slight decrease earlier, it's up about 35 knots, I reckon. The boat got hit by a rogue wave, or an unexpected wave, while I was down below, and everything flew all over, and my laptop hit me in the head when I was lying in the bunk, so I've got a headache now on top of everything else. Well, we're just closing a bit to the north, closing the shore where the wind was supposed to be lighter. We'll see if it actually is. Time, the forecast will resume and get a little bit lighter wind. We'll see. Anyway, we're in no danger or anything like that. We're just traveling along, but it's uncomfortable. We should be arriving at Mossel Bay tomorrow around 7 or so in the morning. That's the estimate now. It's December 1st, and we're now just approaching Mossel Bay after a pretty windy couple of days, the wind behind us. Yesterday the wind was supposed to die down early in the day to about 16 knots, but it actually increased to about 35. As a low pressure that was supposed to be forming out in the water actually formed over land and helped to move the wind along. So we got in closer to the land where the wind was supposed to be lighter, and eventually yesterday, late yesterday, it turned quite low in intensity and then came around onto the nose, and we've been motoring all night. So it's been rather wild and a lot of spray. Terrible night for crashing through the waves. Nobody got much sleep. And now we're almost there. Mossel Bay. Well, we finally found the yacht club after a bit of a walk. It's nowhere near where the boats are kept. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Well, after getting kind of acquainted with the yacht club there and getting a pass for 150 Rand, we've come over here to the braais restaurant that's very close by. Pita? Is it like a pita bread?
It's like a cross between a pita and a hamburger bun.
Yeah.
But it's made with a cake flour. Anything here on bread is on that. Have you guys met up with biltong yet?
Yes.
Looks like jerky, just tastes so much better.
Yes.
Right, roosterkoek, jam, cheese. You get your bread, bowl of butter, bowl of jam, bowl of cheese. You make it. I want to see my teeth in the butter, some people scratch it. Roosterkoek biltong is a biltong sandwich. With cheese toasted, it's absolutely divine. Roosterkoek mince, hamburger meat or ground beef. My mince has got no vegetables in it. You can have it with curry, without curry, with cheese, without cheese. Very similar to American sloppy joe, just on the homemade bread with a salad on the side. Toasted sandwich is cheese, tomato, onion on roosterkoek, toasted on the fire, small salad. Kai 4 hamburger, a 200-gram homemade.
In the back there is Smoke and Roses. The sailboat with a firefighter on it who was displaying his tattoo. This evening we've been just invited here for a second to come onto the boat, the Fleur de Passion. Beautiful gaff-rigged ketch. Sorry.
Raise them instead to go to jail or in the mountain.
Oh, so it's like a retraining program, yeah?
We have scientists sometimes who comes on board, and we have droner.
Okay. And
Cartoon is normal.
is it, so if do you take on crew as well?
Yeah, Yeah.
And are the crew positions, are they paid or are they volunteer or what's it do?
3 crew are paid.
Okay.
We have already 14 people turning. We
Okay.
shift every 2-3 months, we change.
Uh-huh.
And there is sometimes one crew who come as a volunteer
Volunteer.
before on board.
Is it old like this too?
There is just now a Yankee roller.
You can keep it, huh?
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah.
We had 2 G, but now we have just 1 Yankee.
Right. Yankee, and then you said that this one was called what? The
Trinquette.
Trinquette. I've never. I mean, it's obviously a French word, but I don't know that word in English. Trinquette. Huh.
Yeah, I've never heard that one either.
How long have you been on the boat?
A month and a half now.
Oh, okay.
A month.
No, yeah, she came with me in Durban.
And so, do you guys sail professionally?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We rotate for the expedition.
Oh, okay.
The crew rotates every 2 to 3 months. We change the crew.
And then you go work somewhere else
We go back to Geneva.
and do
And
what?
I work
in-
for the expedition back in Geneva.
Okay.
And I have my own business.
Doing what?
As polluted soil asbestos, health and safety on the building sites.
Okay. Cool.
That fellow was very kind. There's a breathalyzer test at the entrance to this pier, and if you blow over the limit of alcohol, they don't let you on the pier, which is a bit of a problem, which he understands. So he said that if we give him a call, he'll come out with his police car and pick us up and bring us through the gate because they don't have any way of stopping a police officer. So there's a Fleur de Passion and Prince Diamond there. Elegant. Talking to a police officer, he said about how it was a pretty safe place to work, and we noticed that there isn't a lot of that deterioration that we were noting in other places in South Africa. The shops don't have grates down the front of them, and they have glass windows that aren't broken, so it's pretty impressive.
Confuse them. Yeah. So that's what we would do. We would all run together, and then we'd know who to grab.
We all ran together. That's the solution. There's only that one woman down there, right?
But she's friendly though. She'll probably run with us.
Yeah, she probably would.
And now we're walking up into town on this big hill on a recommendation that there's a nice restaurant up here.
Yeah, we're going to be completely sober by the time we get there. It's bullshit.
I was going to ask to blow, but then I know it was a different crew and I didn't want to get you guys in trouble.
We tried to get them to let us blow and they wouldn't.
Oh, they wouldn't?
We begged them.
Well, this used to be a train station, and there are the tracks. Focusing problem again. Ah, there we go. It can still focus if it's given a bit of tender loving care.
What are you having, lovely?
I'm still thinking of it.
What? Oh, this is vegetarian right there, you know? She like got totally...
But I do eat fish and I do eat chicken, but I don't eat red meat. So,
Oh, you can get the burger with chicken. The burger comes with chicken.
It's December 5. We're here in Mossel Bay, possibly leaving on Saturday in 2 days' time. if the weather window holds. Now I've come into town today to take a look at the Bartolomeu Dias museum that's here, the Maritime Museum. Yeah, the first building here of the museum is called the Granary, and it was actually built in 1786. It's used now for those exhibits of live plants. Yeah, the pitch roof that's here now replaced the flat roof in 1814. And also in that building is an educational center and washrooms. Yeah, Bartolomeu Dias was the first European to set foot in this area, and actually in South Africa he landed here first. And that was in 1488, so that goes back quite a way. You can see in the distance there that restaurant, one of the restaurants here that we frequented. And the Maritime Museum building was actually built in 1901. And this is actually the centerpiece of this museum. It's a reconstruction of Bartolomeu Dias' boat in 1-to-1 scale. Latin sail. Shows how very old this ship is. The design, I should say. Just like the deck at the front, this stern castle area is slanted quite a bit. You're back on the main deck. This is the chart table. So there was just a power failure here in the building. So we'll see if we can get some light on the subject. There we go. It's a galley in here. I was wondering where the galley was. Now over this way is actually fascinating thing to see, the post office tree. In the year 1500, a Portuguese sailor left a Portuguese captain left a letter here under this tree in a pot or a shoe. They're not really sure which, I guess. And a year later, another Portuguese passing by picked it up and continued the letter on to India. And apparently you can still leave letters under this tree and they will be delivered by the post office.
Some dog.
So that's over 500 years old. That's amazing.
Вот, нет, иди сюда, смотри.
Ну что ты
לא, זה כלום, אבל זה כנימה.
And very close to the post office tree is the Shelley building, or Shirley building, sorry, the Shell Museum. That's the tree just over here. And that's what it is, a museum of shells. A little bit more difficult to see now that the power is off. I guess a lot of these things are running on battery backups. Yeah, coming out from the Shirley building, there's another backside view of the post office tree. We can see that they've erected a rest for it. Now we're on the way to see the fountain. The fountain was where Bartolomeu Dias got his water for his ship here. It's been flowing ever since. It was described by a gentleman in 1512. And these homes here were built by Alexander Monroe in 1830. They're still the original buildings. Felt to be some of the oldest buildings in Mossel Bay. Well, enticingly, the door is opened and it looks like there's period furniture inside, but yeah, it looks like they don't want you to go in there. Over at the yacht club there, you can see some people still hanging around the parking lot area there. They're keeping an eye on the safety of an elephant seal. Very unusual for this area for there to be an elephant seal here. They usually stay down in the Antarctic, but there's one on the boat ramp there, at least there was last night, molting. And those people there are part of SMART. It's an animal rescue service. And they've been keeping an eye on it, keeping people away, making sure no one gets too close to the elephant seal while it goes through its molting process. Hi. Is our friend still here?
Na die vakansie sal ek kom so 2 dae voor